Here we go, here we go.
What, hey? I'm so fucking guest on this episode. I look, you want to jump right in, but first I want to thank all of our subscribers, everyone that's been with us so far on the journey. You know, we've come a long way. The Republic Boys.
Listen, all 63 of y'all.
All 66.
It's 66.
It's 66.
66
We've
gains,
got
bro.
I don't even know
Gains, bro.
66 people, so a lot of love to you guys. If you're new here, please like and subscribe.
Thank you for feeding our children and our families. We appreciate. Without you guys, we don't know where we'd be, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But can we get into it?
There's a lot to get into. It's a meaty show tonight.
That's a meeting.
And I hope y'all aren't vegetarians. Because that was a terrible joke.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna take my fucking moment. And I'm gonna start. So we're gonna go by the weekend's main result. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. What's up for the weather? This is and the heart will leave you never. My blood will forever run through the stone.
He just put me on the shoulder. He just put me on my shoulder.
Love it. I love it. These boys were chatting big shit.
We were.
There was something.
100%. But that's what you gotta do. You know what I mean? You gotta back your boys. If your boys is fucking, you know what? Like, I can't even be too mad. I can't be. You know what? Now, the loss it hurt, no? But all considering the circumstances, it didn't hurt that much because I think it was a great game to watch. When we watched it, the atmosphere was out of this world.
Was vibe.
You know what I mean? It's just a nice vibe, and like I think even if we had won that game like 1-0, and like we just like scored everything them and just game whatever, it'd be like wouldn't have been the same. But I feel like even though we had lost the game and the vibe was so great, you know, it added a bit of pillows, like some pillows.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And a soft landing, so to say.
Yeah, it's because like if we go like step by step, Arsenal's doing well in the game. You know, United's not they're defending well, but they're not doing well. The ball breaks. Guy fucks up. The ball breaks to Eriksen. Eriksen then plays the sweetest through ball you've ever seen.
Oh.
Marcus Rashford runs to the edge of the box and does exactly what we all expect him to do: cut in and shoot on his right, and he bins it.
Yeah.
He bins it.
So Eriksen with that beard, bro.
Right.
No, I love that.
Bearded
I love that
Eriksen.
for you. Bearded Eriksen. I feel like he's like our equivalent of like David Silva almost. You know, he's maybe not yet there, but like I've always wanted to play like that. You know, play that's well on your age. He's like 30 something, like late 30s. Yet he's like silky smooth on the ball. And
Okay, I see
he
what
doesn't
you mean.
have that kind of like. He's not a robust midfielder by any means, but like. You know, he does what we need from him. Even though he's like really old and it's crazy. But yeah, the game, bro. Wow, what a game.
Oh, it was spectacular.
What a roller coaster, bro.
After
It's
you
insane.
score, I'm sitting there in the middle. So everyone around us United supporters. On my left and on my right, I have tired United supporters, and they are giving it. Like, their energy, it's not like direct disgust. You know, we're still in public, so Neymar's obviously acting like, you know, like a decent human being. If you're watching this game at home, you would have been in my face, all of that. So, but I could feel the energy. It was very anti-Arsenal, so a lot of United
The
supporters.
tension was palpable.
Exactly, and then the goal goes in. I'm sad. We didn't score immediately. I'm happy. You know, the game goes on. There's that guy penalty call.
Yeah.
You know, it was just all around. It was just like an emotional roller coaster. The Garnacho goal goes in.
A lot of polarizing calls for the referee.
The ref like made some calls, and I've seen. What do you think about the refereeing performance? Because I've heard like a lot of United supporters are saying no, it was off. It wasn't offside. It was all that shit. Are you part of
You
this?
know-
Are you about to jump on that? Are you gonna take it out like a man, or are you gonna jump on that stupid man?
I'm by no means gonna take my life. By no means. Get me an address. I'm about to say that shit was not offside. Okay, look. To be fair, look. We spoke about like a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like I think it's all subjective to on-field opinion. You know, in that moment. And what like with the Kai thing, the ref thought that was not a punishable thing. You know what I mean? The fact that like he had gone through and like maybe he fell a bit or whatever. I think a different game could have given that.
Okay.
I think with that offside call, the thing about that offside call that really gets me, is yes, it's offside by the law, by this new law, but like for me, it's like he's almost offside, and I think you know what? What I really like compare it to that kind of offside or where yeah, his arms offside, but the other dude's head is like keeping him offside. That's kind of like a tick because you can't like a technicality because you can't really score your arm. So I would like kind of think about it like you know how the away goal used to work.
Yeah.
Like one goal away just counts more. So you can be knocked out even though you played better
Yes.
based on that kind of technicality. So it's like, yes, his arm is offside, but he can't really do anything with his arm. So that's it's like a technical call. Like, yes, we disallowed the goal, not because he had an advantage, but because of that's the way the rule worked. You know what I mean? So it's like those kind of I
don't expect you to come with a fire pointer.
I think once we really need to like fucking get rid of, like I like the fact that they got rid of the away goal, but we need to get rid of those technical calls that like have nothing to do with actual advantage in football. Like now you score an away goal and we score like fucking a proper goal, but you go through because you scored the goal at like our home ground, for example.
I hear that, no? But when it comes to this specific call, I'm gonna tell you straight now, the referee was brilliant. I think that man's gonna have many children, his family's gonna have generational wealth. Yeah. Brilliant call. We're gonna put in the clip here of my face when that goal went in, and you tell me if I'm agreeing with Neymar at all, blood. You let me know. Like what I essentially think is I think we smashed your luck. Y'all got done out.
I don't think so.
Y'all got
I think
you got 3
I think if it wasn't for that technicality, no? That technical goal, I think we got that game. But no, I think look at the momentum shift. I felt it in my heart, no? If we get that goal gets allowed, I think the momentum shifts. They don't necessarily come and score 2 goals. But the minute they saw, oh shit, that goal got disallowed. That in itself, that technical fucking goal has got nothing to do with actual footballing advantage. Now gives you a boost in confidence. You're now gonna score 2 fucking cock goals. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's dog shit, bro. You know what I mean?
No, it's not dog shit. That's the law of the game. So by the current set of the law of the games, we won. And no, the reason I was that sad in that video was because I realized, fuck, we're gonna end up throwing this game now. This is so caca. Because
you knew that. You knew that.
I had no doubt after that we would go and score.
No way, bro.
No, we would 100% go and score. You said Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire at the back.
Which is a
what
fallacy.
The fuck are we doing?
Which is a fallacy.
We were gonna score, but now it's just gonna be a 2-2. Yeah. You know, that was the shit part. But how in 2023 is your centre back partnership Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans?
Look, we'll get into the details of how absolutely like mad crazy things are at United. Look, that's just like a glimpse into how it's been going, bro. We're actually ending up with Harry and Evans as our centre back pairing against Arsenal.
I'm calling shots on 10 out. I'm telling you, I'm starting to see this bolded Pep, blood. This fucking wish ass Pep isn't always made out to be. This nigga's been selling dreams, blood. You did look better playing with the ball at the back. Onana with the ball at his feet, really good. I must say, S tier. Like I saw it that game. Now you just can't close him down. That's why Arsenal couldn't commit to the press. You just can't close him down. It's reality. Like I've seen that now. S tier with his feet as a goalkeeper. Dog shit. Like just like catching the ball, saving the ball, dog shit. Bro. This is like how many weeks have I been watching him? That's my 4th week watching him. My 4th week, I didn't see one goalkeeping moment.
I think time will be the true test of his abilities between the sticks. Because I think he needs to get comfortable in the Premier League. I think goalkeepers are built off of their confidence. Like I said before, remember David blind as a back became one of the best out there. So it's all about confidence between the sticks. Knowing your defense, you just need time, bro. That's what it is. It's a complicated position.
And Ten Hag not take any blame for this game.
Ten Hag, of course he has to shoulder blame. 100%. He's the manager. It's his responsibility. However, I don't think he had anything on his bench that could change the game in such a dynamic way that he could have like taken control. He can't take control of the game with his substitutions.
You can 100%.
He brought on Hoyland.
Substitutions.
Who else could you bring on to change the game dynamic, to take control of the game? Who else could you really bring on? Think about it.
For me, it's the people he brought off.
Give me a name. Give me a name.
What? Sancho?
No way. We both know. We both know Sancho's not gonna come on in the game. Look, for me, Garnacho was the best he could have done. Garnacho is a great game-changing substitution, and it proved he was. It's just that I think due to that, I think the whole game shifted once that technical call went through, because obviously deflates.
I like how he's saying technical call. But nigga, it was offside.
It's a technical
call.
It's not based on any relevant football.
It is based on the fact that he was ahead of Gabriel. That's the law. He was ahead of Gabriel, and they lined it to his shoulder. Blood. I let you go on this whole round. They lined it to his shoulder. No. They lined it up to the corner of his shoulder. Gabriel pulled the MJ on him, blood.
Gabriel was looking kind of weird, like he was like...
No, he went on his tippy toes, blood. Gabriel sucked that bitch up, blood. He pulled the best Michael Jackson impression he could have. Estia defending.
Anyways, I think we can definitely work on a lot of these subjective technical goals, just in general.
Fuck that, man. I'm gonna keep drumming home this Erik ten Hag thing. So I think that was crazy, no? And what I didn't like about Ten Hag was Ten Hag's post-match interview was basically that of a disgruntled supporter. I had never heard so much bullshit come out of the mouth of a manager, ever.
Was he complaining about the offside call?
He was complaining about the offside call. He was complaining about the penalty. He was saying Yus was supposed to have a penalty. He was saying that Bukayo Saka was supposed to be red carded. Like, blood.
Oh, and the Rice goal, they did pull down.
Yes.
I think they pulled down.
But Gabriel and Evans were pulling each other. And he was saying that's supposed to be.
But you see what I mean, though? So now, because everything is so subjective and all these weird calls are being made, now there's always grounds for, like, whoever's gonna lose, there's gonna be something you can complain about. It's never, like, clear as day. This is exactly what happened. It's like, there's so much power in the refereeing, and, like, in football, and there shouldn't really be. Like, the refereeing, VAR controls the narrative of the game to such an extent where if you lose, there's always going to be something you got to say, regardless of which side it is.
Okay, look, man, I see where you're going, but you're going down a rabbit hole. Let's just close this off by United got battered. By Arsenal.
We got cheated.
I'm now gonna go into the Jadon Sancho thing. So we're going to the post-match press conference now, no?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play you guys the clip, I hope it plays, of what Ten Hag said when asked about the absence of McTominay and Jadon Sancho, and then we're going to go into that a bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if it plays. Okay, it does not play. That's why I said let's see if it's gonna play. We had a couple of things.
It's alright.
But the essence of what he said was basically he said that Jadon Sancho was not playing because of his performance in training that day or that week. Okay? His performance wasn't up to standard that day. I was like, that's a bit mad. But we move. By the time I got home, Jadon Sancho then releases this statement, no? On his social media on Instagram. This is what Jadon Sancho says. Sancho says, "Please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I've conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into, but I've been a scapegoat for a long time and this isn't fair." Basically, he just wants to play football with a smile on his face. He respects the decisions made by all the coaching staff and all that, which contradicts his first part anyway. And then he says he will continue fighting for the badge no matter what, And I was just like, you entitled piece of shit.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
How old is Jadon Sancho?
23.
He's 23. Do you know what this message screams to me? It screams modern day footballer. That's what it is. These modern day footballers, bro. You get criticized by the manager and you feel the need to put out a public statement. Like, you can't just take that to your mental and come and show up next time and prove people wrong. You kind of gotta like, oh, I need to defend myself to the public because, bro, like, it doesn't matter what the public really thinks. It matters. We know you don't. You're not killing it.
Yeah.
We know he's not killing it. We know he's not got the mental to really do what we want him to do. So it's like now he's just kind of making it look worse because he's kind of trying to defend himself. You know what I mean? Another player would brush that off and go again. I'm gonna come back. You're gonna use that as fuel and prove everybody wrong. Now you're in a worse situation, bro.
And if it wasn't Jadon Sancho and it was any other player, I might have had a bit of remorse for him. But essentially, Jadon Sancho has such a history of falling out. So basically, he didn't go worth. So where this all started is I think 2018, 2019. Pep doesn't take him with on the preseason tour because Jadon Sancho keeps coming late. and he doesn't see Jadon Sancho as a part of his plans. That was allegedly due to his attitude. Then forces his move through to Dortmund, goes to Dortmund, eh? Before he leaves Dortmund and he's trying to force through a move to United, he then comes back late from international duty. He's regularly fined for coming late to practice, late to games. Like his timekeeping is a problem. He then falls into trouble with Southgate and is disciplined by Southgate for his timekeeping. And he's dropped from the England squad because of timekeeping. Next thing, we come to Manchester United. I'm sad. I just need to work through some things on my own. Erik ten Hag, imagine your boss at work, giving you 3 months off on a paid vacation to the Netherlands. Just go and chill, paint all day, just vibe out, absolutely vibe out. And then to repay your manager for having your back then, you go out and call him a liar on social media. Like, the people around you? Is everyone just yes man? Can no one tell you, blood, you're moving mad? Like, is there no one to correct you in your life? Because
100%.
What's going on, Jadon? What? How are we even here?
And think about it, when last have you heard a Manchester City player come out? When last, like, Phil Foden, which is years clear of Jadon Sancho, just by the way, has gotten dropped so regularly. He's like missed so much of so many things of games. Not one time. Have you ever heard a Man City player come out and say some shit like that?
Never.
You know what I mean? And you know what's crazy? Jadon Sancho was what? 80 mil?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
80, let's say 100. Let's
go 100. Let's exaggerate. 100 mil, right? And he hasn't exactly turned up rocks at United. There are players that have gone for way cheaper. That you don't hear these kind of things from them. They put their head down and they put in the work.
Yeah.
This bro, he has no ground to stand on, and yet he's out here making a stand on social media.
I've also heard reports that he's not like really popular in the dressing room. And now since this all happened last night, I've been seeing a lot of clips, and I've seen how he interacts with his teammates. Bruno was, and it is Bruno, my agenda against him. But Bruno was like scanning for something, and he was just like, stop complaining, just stop complaining, blood. Stop nagging. And I was just like, blood, you fucked up. He's passed the ball out into touch. He got the ball, he picks it up, he loses the ball. Bruno's like, bad pass. And he's just like, stop complaining, blood. So I was like, my nigga, you fucked up. Is there no accountability for you yourself?
Yeah. But look, I feel like those things happen in training, like wherever you play football, there's going to be those little nitty-gritty kind of things. But for a while, even last season, we had said, we see that Sancho he doesn't necessarily have that kind of killer attitude that some of the other players necessarily have. Like even Anthony, right? Like when he came in, yes, he's got some things to work on. Yes, he's not like the finished product, but I can tell like the mental that he has. I could tell, like I could see it from the way he plays, the way he like moves on the pitch. You could tell he's got that thing you need for the Premier League, that kind of grit and grind.
Yes.
And I've never really seen that from Sancho. I'm not gonna lie.
That blind self-belief. Even when reality is not reflecting what you believe you are, you yourself believe something.
100%.
And it's that level of confidence. It's almost like an arrogance that he has.
And you need that to play for a club like United.
Yes.
Because if you're playing for United, day in, day out, eyes are on you, you're going to be scrutinized, you're going to need to be mentally tough. Look at Rashford. Rashford got shat on for the whole season and a half, bro. You know what I mean? You are going to get shat on, so you need to know exactly, you need to keep yourself sane up there. And maybe stay off social media. That could help. That could help. That could help. But I don't see how these players don't really see that. You know, maybe just stay off.
And the thing is, I think if you had a good game, why would you not want to go onto social media and have your dick written up? Like, oh my God, Sancho highlights. Why wouldn't you?
But that shows that you need that kind of validation, and that you don't have your own thing running the show here. You know what I mean? You should actually need that kind of validation from your supporters. You should just know what you're about.
I know that now, but also we are all human. Our 66 followers has made us drunk with power. We think we're the shit. We are walking around with chest. Ronaldo was talking about how he feels so honored to have 450 million Instagram followers. And I'm like, you see, you're the greatest goal scorer of all time. You still worry about your Instagram followers? Yeah. But to them it matters, no? And it adds value to them. Yeah. You see, so if I have 450 million Instagram followers, I'll be that guy too. I'm telling you, I'll be caught up in gang controversy.
I don't know. But I seen it from LeBron James. when the player starts, he shuts off his social media. And what that tells me is he knows that to be able to enter that kind of space in that different gear, you need to. That's just a distraction you do not need.
Yeah.
For your peak performance, for you to be 100% there. Because after a loss, you're gonna be the worst player in the world. After a win, you're gonna be the best player in the world. And if you're gonna keep down follow that narrative, your mental state is gonna go up and down like fucking social media, bro.
Yeah.
You can't be like constant kind of thing.
No, 100%, but 100%. But to move on to the look, I remember last week we spoke about how Manchester United generate their own shit shows. Like internally, they're on the brink of collapse every week by their own creation completely. Eh? Let's go to the other shit show.
This
that you have
is
created.
absolutely you couldn't write this shit even if you were Stephen King. You couldn't write the storyline. I don't believe what is going on at my dear football club. I can't even grasp it with my mind. When I saw the story, I was just like, there's just no way. I choose not to believe it, but it's just like when it started coming out more and more, I'm just like, another one bites the dust, bro. Another one? Another abuse allegation to one of our attackers? And you know what this is gonna do? Now, because United have set that precedent with Greenwood,
yeah,
Anthony has cost 80 mil. And you are going to need to you cannot even play for your team again.
Yeah,
you can't play.
He's
Anthony
gone.
cannot play, he's gone, he's done. There's no way you can now play. You've made the law.
Before we go deeper in, let's give the people watching.
Yeah,
some
let's give
background.
context.
Okay, so basically we're referring to Anthony, the right winger for United, and so it first came on my radar in January because he was involved in a car crash in Brazil, and that delayed him coming back to United after I think the international break or something like that. It was just like a small little break.
I haven't actually heard of it, yeah.
And then he came back and he was a week late because he was now recovering from this accident, whatever. And that was with his alleged ex-girlfriend in the vehicle, right? And now, when you go into the allegations, basically what she is saying is that she has been domestically abused by him physically and emotionally for a long time now. These things happened, I think, a year ago.
But just a disclaimer, we're not taking any sides. This is up to the police. We're just giving you the story.
Yes, we just want you to have context around what we're talking
Yeah.
about, you know? So basically she was saying some of the allegations were like while she was pregnant, he suppose they switch the light back on. Okay, 3, 2, 1. She was pregnant with his child, right? And she was saying while he was pregnant with the child, some really gruesome things happened. Like he beat her, he actually smashed her.
Let's not go into the details of we'll just say there was some really bad.
Okay, yeah, there's some really bad allegations. She has pictures. She's allegedly provided this to the Brazilian police. There's been an inquiry opened in the UK now as well into it. The Brazilian Federation has come out with a statement also.
And they dropped it.
Yeah. Yes, as a result of the facts that came to light on Monday, the photo second involving Manchester United striker Anthony, the athlete has been dismissed from the Brazilian Football Federation in a said statement on Monday. No? Basically, that sounds a lot worse than it was. He's just been removed from the upcoming squads and he won't be participating in any squads in order to protect the alleged victim, you know? And because she's a Brazilian national, and to see him still playing for a national team, if these allegations are true, would obviously be hurtful to her and her family.
Yeah.
You know, the organization has to protect itself. You understand that? Now, my question is, Manchester United find themselves in the same position they were with Jadon Sancho.
But now they've paid 80 mil.
And my next question is, have they learned from what had happened previously? Because Anthony is not Greenwood. Anthony is not going to have the same level of protection as Greenwood.
100%. Greenwood is a homegrown boy.
He's a home since the age of 8.
100%. He's got that British tax in.
He's got the British tax and how do we handle this? Because if you were to list maybe a few mistakes that was made with the Mason Greenwood thing, no? What would you like to see different with the Anthony situation now? What do you think can be done in this process now to improve it?
Look, I think there needs to be clarity. There needs to be a definitive statement of the club, a definitive stance. All that being said, I can list whatever to make it a lot smoother this time. but they've already framed what they need to do. It's like they don't have another option right now. There's nothing they can do. They can't play Anthony again. The only thing they can do better is like maybe phrase it like better. Maybe like come out and say, look, and you won't play for the club, blah blah. Because think about this, they take so long now to make that decision. People are wondering, why are you taking so long? You've just made this decision like last week.
Yeah.
And why are you taking so
okay,
long?
That's fire.
You know what I mean? You've clearly made the decision, so now you just gotta copy and paste. Because it's more or less the same situation.
It is, I didn't even think about
You
it.
can't really, you don't have room for any kind of, you don't have any wiggle room, bro. You know what I mean? And if this doesn't show you that there is something fundamentally wrong at United, bro, we got two of these things happening, like the Sancho thing, a bunch of other things. The boat is always just like, we just always treading water, bro. We just always treading water. We can, no matter how like well we're doing, there's always got to be something. There's a fundamental issue here. We don't necessarily know what it is, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you tell me the last controversy to come out of? Okay, I was gonna say Liverpool, but they ended something today. That was crazy. To come out of Arsenal was probably the Alba thing.
Yeah.
To come out of Man City, I can't even tell you
You can't
the
even-
Benjamin Mendy thing, but that was like years ago.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Todd Bowlby is just a walking shit show, but United they have these I don't know if they want people talking about their club. I know the saying goes, any publicity is good publicity. It's not. It's really not.
100%.
Because now, and it leads to the bigger question, like, what is the culture within football players that this is happening so prominently? I'm not going to sit here and act now like Arsenal's hands are clean. We have Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is...
Is he the unknown one? Is he the one that wasn't been named?
Yeah.
We didn't name him. That's just an assumption.
No, it's 100% Thomas
So
Partey.
did they come out and say that?
No, they narrowed it down very specifically. It was a 29-year-old Premier League footballer that lived in, for instance, Cravenby.
Yeah.
Like, there's only one nigga that's 29 that lives in
So by
Cravenby.
deduction, Thomas Partey.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? You can kind of figure it
Yes,
out.
and along the way, Thomas Partey didn't travel with us to this one training camp. The police
Oh,
didn't-
you had run me down on this like a while
yeah,
back.
like it was very clear it was Thomas Partey. We know he has public allegations, but it's been handled by the police very in-depthly.
Yeah.
You know, and the police haven't been naming him, they've just been doing due process as they
Yeah.
would.
And look at that. The police haven't been naming him, right? And with United, these girls are coming out. They'll be like, here's the thing. Boom. Here's all the evidence. Here's all the evidence like out in the public. I heard someone talk like in these kind of situations, this evidence shouldn't actually be made like available to the public.
Yes, because now the second that happens, the public decides.
Yeah, it's now jury. The jury is now the public. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that you can't really have that because there's so much now pressure. There's so much now like I said, there's no wiggle room now.
There's no wiggle room, and as much as I'm not like prefixing a crazy statement by saying this, but in the eyes of the law, everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
And the second you taint public opinion on that person, you're not giving that person a fair
100%.
trial. I don't think we can make exceptions, because the second we start making exceptions to the rule, we go down a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I'm saying once and for all, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And that's how we have to go.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is played out in the public arena. And when you see things, like I saw the picture of this girl's injuries and I was like, yo, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, your opinion is immediately very quickly changed.
Yeah,
like
sure.
we are visual people, and what I saw, I was like, that's mad. I heard one of the allegations, I was like, that's mad. Like I went so deep down this rabbit hole, and I was just like, oh.
And look, imagine they now selected you to be. Let's say it went to trial, and they selected you to be on the jury. Your opinion has already been like shifted, like the Amber Heard thing. You know what I mean? Like the public opinion had so much influence on like how that thing actually went down. So the minute you now make this bro guilty in the eyes of the public, he doesn't really have a chance at defending himself. Not that I'm saying he's innocent or anything, but there's no like, you know what I mean, objectiveness there now.
Yes. The allegation takes precedence over the court proceeding.
You
Because even look at the Mason thing. Huh? In the eyes of the court, the Mason thing was cleared.
Yeah.
But
In the
Mason
eyes of the public.
Yeah.
He's guilty.
He's guilty. And
He's
he will
guilty in the
never
eyes
not
of
be
the public.
guilty.
100%.
Sure.
It's a scary thing, but it all boils down to like, yes, we are a commercial machine, but that comes with its downside. Like, we need to really temper that and control that. There's no way this can keep happening. Remember the Pogba thing a couple of seasons ago before a Champions League game?
Yeah, Pogba's brothers, blackmail.
Any stupid thing, they get said.
Yeah.
Bro, this bro is like, he's going through a breakup. He was gonna know that he Rashford's going through a breakup. Oh
Exactly.
no, this is why he's slouching on the pitch. It's so crazy, bro.
And I feel like that clubs need to go through a bit more vetting on their players. Like, you need to go look at these
100%,
people's social
100%,
medias. You need to know how they're living their lives.
So Alex did that really well with all these players.
Yeah, like the stories of him going to go fetch gigs from parties and stuff like that. Like,
he didn't. You must have marked on gigs, but
no, look at gigs. We know.
we actually have a history of this.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay, never mind. Your pin.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good for
United. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a central.
Yo, bro.
But look, to the end of the video, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us. You know, it's
been a journey.
It's been a journey. We've actually come a long way. I feel like we get so caught up in just like putting out the content and shooting. Like, we don't realize how far we've come. I saw one of our old videos and I was so impressed by like the growth level. We're still shouting.
Yeah,
We're still shouting.
And we will keep shouting.
We will continue to shout to the rest of our content.
100%.
But it's a lot more structured, you know.
And we'd like to thank all the people at Mojo Market that pulled through and gave us interviews. The energy was fantastic. You know what I mean? And if you ever want to like do an interview with us, meet us up at Mojo.
At Mojo, we're going to be pulling up at least once a month, you know. We'll let you guys know on the socials. Check out our socials, see the videos, see what we're talking about, you know. I'll maybe plug a short little clip at the end of this so that you can kind of see what the vibe is. Pull through, watch the game with us. Big bands, big energy.
Absolutely. Much love. It's been great. As always.
Guys.
Another one. In the bag.
Another one in the bag.
Another one in the bag. And plenty more to go.
But love, guys. GG's.